When the sun goes to sleep and the moon says hi. When the day is done and the night is nigh. The stars like to listen to a special friend. It's bedtime stories with Uncle Glenn.
Hi everybody! Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Uncle Glenn. I'm Uncle Glenn. Are you ready for your bedtime story? I certainly am. I've got my PJs and my house coat. I've got my comfy slippers, and I have my favorite stuffed animal with me. And most importantly, I have my bedtime story in my story time book. But before we read our bedtime story tonight, let's get in the right mood for a bedtime story. Do you know how Uncle Glenn does that? He thinks of his happy thinking thought. Now, what should my happy thinking thought be today? I know! Let's think of our favorite toy. We'll close our eyes, we'll put a big smile on our face and think of our toy to put us in a good mood for our bedtime story. Are you ready? Close your eyes, put a big smile on your face, and think of your favorite toy. I know it put me in a good mood. Are you in a good mood? Okay, let's settle back and let's find out what our story is for tonight. Our story tonight's a good one. It's called Sunshine's First Day. Sunshine was a monster. He was a yellow monster. Sunshine had shaggy yellow hair, big eyes, and long arms and legs that were good for getting things off the top shelves of the playroom. Sunshine was not really afraid of anything. Being a monster, others were usually afraid of him. He didn't like that, though. He wanted everyone to be his friend, and he didn't like it when the kids ran away from him just because he was a monster. But today, Sunshine was afraid. He was afraid of going to his new school for the first time. Sunshine remembered what it was like when he first started going to his old school. Because he was a monster and not an animal, the other students had been scared of him. It took a long time before the other students realized that he was nice and it was okay to have a monster friend. Sunshine remembered how lonely he was before he made friends and was very sad that he had moved away and now would have to start making friends all over again at a new school. I don't want to go, he told his momster. Everyone will be scared of me again. Don't be silly, she said. Who wouldn't like a lovable monster like you? Remember that you are a nice monster, and I bet you'll make plenty of new friends. Sunshine didn't think so. Finally, the dreaded day arrived. When he got on the school bus, the other students stared and they whispered. As he walked down the aisle, he saw them move over so far that he was sure they were going to fall out of the window. Sunshine sat alone and lonely at the back of the bus for the whole ride to school. At school, he went in quickly and sat at the back corner of the room. He heard a kid named Bucky Beaver whisper to Whitey Wolf, "He's not an animal like us. He's a monster. I bet he eats animals for breakfast." Whitey Wolf glanced back at Sunshine and looked really scared. Sunshine felt sad. Being a monster wasn't bad. If only someone would talk to him, they would find out how nice he really was. His new teacher, Mrs. Indy, didn't act scared of him. She greeted Sunshine with a big smile and introduced him to the class. "Boys and girls, we have a new student today. Please say hello to Sunshine." The class turned and stared at him. Some looked curious, but most looked afraid. The teacher continued, "Sunshine moved to our town. Sunshine, why don't you stand up and tell us a bit about yourself?" Sunshine gulped. That was the last thing he wanted to do. If he admitted he was a monster, the class might become even more afraid of him. He wished he could just slide under his desk and stay there forever. Then he remembered what his momster said about being a nice monster and making new friends, and it made him feel better. Sunshine put on his bravest face and stood up. "Hi," he said. My name is Sunshine, and yes, I am a monster." Some of the class gasped. Whitey Wolf squealed in fear, but Sunshine smiled and continued. "I see that you don't have any other monsters in your class, so I will tell you a bit about us. Many people think that monsters are bad, but really, monsters are good. We like lots of the same things you do, and we don't eat animals for breakfast." Sunshine looked right at Bucky Beaver, and Bucky blushed in embarrassment. Sunshine continued, "My favorite sport is basketball," and he heard Danny Dog say, "Hey, mine is too," and he felt a bit better. "I also love pancakes, and I once went skydiving out of an airplane." "Whoa," he heard the whole class say. Now they were buzzing with excitement. As Sunshine continued to tell them about himself, the class asked more and more questions. Even Mrs. Indy learned some new things about monsters. The class quickly got to know more about monsters and more about Sunshine. They realized that he wasn't scary after all, and even Whitey Wolf asked Sunshine to play ball at lunch. When Sunshine went home that night, his momster asked how his day was. Sunshine told her all about the bus and the class. He also told her about standing up and introducing himself. "All I needed to do was not be afraid and admit that I am who I am. And they liked me." "Now who wouldn't like a lovable monster like you?" his momster smiled and hugged him. "After all, your name is Sunshine." "I guess it is," Sunshine said, and he anxiously awaited for the next day of school. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I thought it was a great story because sometimes we all get afraid of monsters or other things. And sometimes it's good to be brave and stand up for what you believe in, even if it's yourself. Now our story is all done. I hope that you had lots of fun. Thanks for visiting with Uncle Glenn. I hope that you will come again. Now it's time to go to sleep. Close your eyes, don't make a peep. Good night.